Hey guys, I'm Erin, a volunteer here with Latrobe Youth Space, and today I'm going to talk about politics, but I promise it's going to be fun, so stick around. First and foremost though, I want to acknowledge that Latrobe Youth Space is on the traditional lands of the Baragline people of the Gunai Nation, and I just want to pay my respects to any elders, past, present and emerging today. Alright, let's get started. So just a quick overview, I'm just going to talk about who's eligible to vote in the state and federal elections, how to enroll to voting, as well as just tips and tricks for the day. But first, I just want to say that I'm giving objective facts here. I'm not here to influence any political side. I'm not affiliated with any parties. And I really am just here to educate you guys on how to vote your voice. I'm not spreading my voice, opinions or anything. You'll see this a little later because I have a simulation and I have made it a bit fun and a bit not political because we're going to be talking about the Hemsworth brothers. Alright, so to be eligible to vote in an Australian election, you need to be an Australian citizen or a member of a British subject. I'm not too sure on that because it's not applicable to me, but if you go on the Australian Electoral Commission website, it's one of the first things there. You can click the link and see if you're eligible that way. So if that's you, I would recommend checking that out. I'm going to link the commission website here anyway, just because that's how anyone enrolls to vote. So next up, you need to be 18 years old or above. However, again, 16 to 7-year-olds can enroll to vote already. So it's just easy to get out of the way. Preparation, you're on the system, you get all the paperwork out. Sometimes the first time you're voting is a little, I wouldn't say overwhelming, exciting, or like there's just a lot of people. So it's good to get out of the way, done easy peasy. And then you need to just have a current address as well. So just make sure that's all filled out. It is compulsory to be an Australian citizen and vote in an election. So if you don't enroll and don't participate, you can get a fine, excuse the tram. So yeah, that's the basis of who's eligible to vote. I'm just gonna quickly discuss the state and federal election and who represents what and what we vote for. But don't worry if you can't follow along because it's not really that important. You don't need to know this stuff to be able to vote. It's just good to wrap your head around. So obviously us as Victorians vote in the Victorian state election and as well as the federal election. In the state election, we vote for the lower house, which is the Legislative Assembly, and we vote for members in the Legislative Council, which is the upper house. It's a similar system. The ballot looks the same in the federal election, but in the lower house, we vote for House of Representatives, and in the upper house, we vote for members of the Senate. All right, so we're voting in the lower house. It doesn't matter which election, it looks quite similar, the ballot anyway. So the ballot has 1 to 8 candidates from your electorate. The ballot, a sample of the ballot is here, 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 or here, depending on where my face is. For your vote to be eligible, you need to tick all 8 boxes, 1 being your first preference, and then 2's your second, 3's your third, so on until it's all done. I recommend not drawing on the ballot paper. Like, it might be funny to do a little character, but I've worked at the elections before, just counting the votes, and some can be, if they're not very clear, people are able to question your vote. So just make it as clear as possible. It's pretty easy. 1 to 8, done. All right, moving on to the upper house. Before voting for the upper house, you will get a long ballot sheet, which again, I have an example somewhere on this screen. It's that long that it's annoying to fit in the box, but we will make do. So you get an actual choice on which voting style you prefer. So you can choose one or the other. So you either choose to vote above the line. Voting above the line, you are voting for a whole party. Therefore, you do not choose which individual candidates you would like to represent you. The party gets to choose that. In the state election, you must list 1 through 5. And in the federal election, you have to list 1 through 6. So if you don't have 5 numbers written down for state and 6 numbers for federal, your vote is not eligible. Or you can either choose to vote below the line, which is for individual candidates. So for the state election, again, it's 1 through 5. You must have 5 people nominated for your vote to be eligible. And at a federal level, it has to be from 1 through 12. So you have to have 12 names written down.